Hey guys, and welcome back to Trading Recap, day 15. Oh my gosh, how do I even start with this? Um, so we lost. Yeah, we lost. Basically, what I saw off entry was we had a break of structure above this high here. My first potential entry point was at this gap. That doesn't end up getting hit. And then it was at this gap here. And what we get off of that is a 1 minute break of structure. So I entered off that and I put my stops right below this wick of the gap right here. As you can see, we end up getting freaking stopped out, thrown out of this trade. And then immediately after that, price revisits the gap, breaks structure to the upside, and then it goes and pushes higher and hits our take profit 1 and 2. Which those were almost my only like profit points for the day, bro. Where did it just put me to? Yeah, those were like my only profit points for the day. Like, oh my goodness, this is so annoying. Like, I really, when I first saw this loss, I thought I actually was taking a real loss, which almost like that doesn't happen. Unless I'm like, the only way I'll actually lose is if I'm not following the strategy correctly. So, like, that's why I always look for just even one tiny thing that I did wrong. But literally, also, what I would have done differently here, this is a 30-minute high and not an hourly high, like the high up here. Because if I enter here and then I'm like, oh yeah, I want longs all the way up here and I'm taking profit only if it gets up there, then literally you're missing out on these profits here and you're just getting stopped out. So that's what I'm also changing now. Like I'm targeting more reasonable high time frame draws like gaps and highs. That's also why my second take profit was when we would push into this 5 minute fair value gap. But I was like, I really didn't like this move up and then the leg down. The only reason I was still going for it is because we didn't have any sort of break of structure, which we do get later, but that's after I already entered. Honestly, if I just entered like off of a closure to the upside out of the fair value gap, that would have worked. But it's just stupid. Our first target, jeez, bro. Okay, our first target was something like. Let me check my little logs here. First target was 1.71. No, 1.17 risk to reward. And we entered a little late in the day, which I didn't like either, but ideally you can push it to like 11:30. Like I think I said that yesterday. But the thing is, the only thing I did wrong was not giving myself a little more wiggle room with this super tiny gap. Because literally when we were pushing down here, I was like, bro, like we could ease like I was thinking like there's like a 10% chance we hit this again, then we push higher. That freaking happened. But I was like moving it down a little lower. It was down to like here, I think. I think I put it like below this low. But if I put it down to where like 500 would have been at for my risk, like my absolute max risk would have been like down here, and then I would have actually stayed in the trade, and then we would have hit our profit zone. With the risk still being good as well, which is like just great, bro. But oh my goodness, it's so annoying how this happened, how we didn't even get like anything here. Like I enter, right? The reason I wasn't so keen on staying into this trade was because I enter and literally we push up a tiny little bit and just chop it up to the downside. I get stopped out here, the lowest the lowest candle, because as you can see, I don't get stopped out right here because I move my stops a little lower and then we wick down below there. If that didn't happen, because look on the 5 minute, we don't even break out of this gap. We don't even close below it. Oh, it's just so stupid. And I could have entered a little later right here if I didn't like this entry here, but like, dude, it follows my plan, so I took the entry. I just need better stops. So what I'm gonna do is fix this. Like I already like went over all this, decided how I'm gonna fix this, not make it happen again. Is basically if you're trading with a really tiny gap and it's like price could still push off of it and then reverse even higher. Just see if it's actually broken it. Like if it's getting close to your stops like this, see if it closes and actually breaks a gap. And if it doesn't, then literally just move your stops down to like the lowest risk you possibly can, and then see what you're dealing with that, bro. That's freaking simple. Be like, okay, we're not breaking that. Let's actually give ourselves some more room. Because if we lose, it's losing an amount that I'm allowed to lose, and then you don't lose it, and then you hit your profit. So that's just great. But I know I said this week, oh, holy crap, dude. Oh, so annoying. I know I said this week I needed to be profitable in order to be profitable in the month and then attempt to fund an account in October. I'm still doing it in October, bro. Because literally, it's not like I was incorrect. I was right. I knew where the market wanted to go, and it went in my direction, and it hit two of my profit points. Like really, I only really wanted longs up to these highs here, and then like second target was just like, okay, we can just go here, up here, or even up here. I don't care. I just wanted price to hit here, and then it does. The only reason I stood on here was because, okay, if you're gonna stop me out, close below the gap. Because I was thinking like, okay, well, if I'm stopped out of this gap here, price is gonna go and it's gonna hit this fair value gap down here, or maybe this order block and then push higher, which it does end up doing. Wicks below it, doesn't close below it, and goes and pushes higher. It's profit zones here, fair value gap, all that junk, and it's just like, dude, come on, man. Just give me something. You're killing me. You're killing me, bro. Like, oh my goodness. Like, right here's a freaking entry, if you want to call it that. Oh, dude. But, yeah, we're still on pace to do it because it's not like I was wrong. I only took a loss because of a stops issue. So if that's all I need to fix, then literally, like, it's fine, bro. Alright, back to crypto. Yeah, okay, let's see here. Ethereum. So basically on Ethereum, swept out daily lows, hitting this weekly gap on the 4 hour. We just need break of structure above these highs, then retracement. And then we're targeting these two daily draws, and then after that, we're looking. Actually, it's like, yeah, this draw here, and then if we start pushing lower and find like a retracement, then we're taking. Actually, honestly, I might just target this daily draw right here, close everything, and then I'm looking for a weekly trade because this is a weekly retracement, weekly gap, and then we're gonna get to push higher to maybe highs here. Yeah, definitely highs here, and then highs up here, and then highs up here, then highs up here. All potentials, but almost ideally it's just like highs here and here. And anyways, Bitcoin also, we're hitting a weekly retracement here. We swept weekly liquidity. This is my little chart work. And then yeah, swept out weekly liquidity, aiming for this weekly gap. And honestly, we can take profit on this weekly high here as well. Because within a day, I don't believe we're just gonna rip up. And for the weekly to enter, Bitcoin also, we could take some sort of daily entry here and target this daily. I don't know why I have that charted out. Was that the weekly high? Yeah, that was the weekly high. So we need a 4 hour break of structure above this high right here, then a retracement, then we'll long up to this daily high right here. And then when that gets hit, if we close above it, then it's like that's our break of structure, and then we're looking for our other junk. Dogecoin, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if we have weekly. This one, like I have them kind of in order of which one is better for me. Ethereum, I'm looking for a daily trade and a weekly trade as like my main trade because we could have a big move on Ethereum now. Dogecoin, it's like maybe because we're inverting this weekly gap, and there's potential for a daily entry off of these lows getting swept, and ideally I want these lows to get swept and push into this gap. And Sol, Sol was my best pair like yesterday, but now we inverse this weekly gap, and it's looking like we want to go and take out these lower time frame draws. This is daily low's already been swept. 4 hour draw here. Looks like we want to go take out that, hit this daily gap here as well, and then maybe take out all of these equal lows here. Maybe even take out weekly lows down. Yeah, those. Honestly, I don't even need to chart these out. If we're gonna take out, no, I'll just keep it there so I know it's like a price magnet. But yeah, we look like we're about to break this gap too on Sol. Like Sol and Dogecoin, literally, they look the exact same. They're both making a move up, just swept out some weekly junk, and now they're about to break a gap. And XRP, it's daily targets still look good on XRP. It's just we don't have any weekly things, and then BNB hasn't even swept weekly draws yet, so there's just nothing here. And XRP, also just waiting for a 4 hour break of structure above this 4 hour high right here. And then once we get that, literally longs. Ethereum though, we're still waiting on this. But it's looking good on Ethereum. Like, we just need to push above here. I haven't actually seen a break of structure yet, but dude, we're so close to entering with crypto. But it's whatever. I'll probably be checking those this weekend. Um, but yeah, that'll probably do it. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be on for a weekly analysis. It's gonna be like last week when I did my weekly analysis, I said no trades. It's because I was being an idiot. I didn't know what I was doing. I was thinking if a trade doesn't align with my bias, I can't take it. That's just so wrong. Like, I'm allowed. You can take whatever trade you want if you see an entry, bro. Like, that's all that matters. The only catch is like if you're trying to enter into, like, let's see, I was looking for, like, I found a short entry. I try to enter to that here. The only catch with that is you gotta de-risk if you're trading off of a rip, because most of the time those don't really hit that well, because sometimes they actually fail. They don't hit like at least 50% of the time, but and because ideally you want room for the opposite directions entry, but you can trade in whatever direction you want. At least for me, I trade in whatever direction I want. And as you can see, bro, like, I've been hitting bangers recently. Like, even though I'm unprofitable in the week, Monday I could have taken a win if I entered with the order block that I didn't. I haven't even been using order blocks. Like, no, dude, I just started using order blocks Tuesday. Like, this Tuesday I just found out what they were. I found out what they were on Monday, started using them Tuesday. So with Monday, if I entered with the order block, I would have taken a winning trade exiting at a 30-minute high. And then after that, I would have been able to. I think I had two take profits on Monday, like I should have. Tuesday, should have taken another pretty big one off that down move if I was trading on the actual NASDAQ, which I wasn't. But if I was, I should have taken a pretty big win. Wednesday, I took a baby win. I should have taken more units out. That's like something also changed. Now it's like I take out just enough units to get 400 to make back pretty much like a loss after like a small take profit one win, and then I'm counting on take profit two getting it to actually beat out the loss and make a profit. But I'm not gonna say you guys are gonna see less losses, but you are gonna you're gonna see better trades. Like, you're gonna see more trades like this where there'll be like a set reason of why I lost the trade. Like, it's not gonna be like Monday anymore where it's like, oh, the equilibrium was invalidated. No, you were trading after the move already happened. And then Monday, that was like, or not Monday, Wednesday, that was like such a like mid trade. It was so early. It happened within 2 minutes, and then we reversed and it break even. It's a win though, but like, this is the type of win we want to see. The move within like an hour, and then we're hitting our zones. And then yesterday it's like the same. It's different though, because here you really did want longs. You just didn't have any entries because of how like volatile we were. That was like a low time for entry here. Yeah, kind of, but not really. But Yeah, basically. Ugh, dude. Gosh, just a crappy day. But we're still on pace for October. 2 more months. So now we're in August. We have all of August to be profitable. I'm not counting today as the start of the month. Our profits for the month start next week on Monday. So basically, we're gonna say these 4 weeks from here to here. Those will be our August months, and then September we're gonna count. This is another week too. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna start the funded here since I kind of messed up this week. I'm gonna actually start it here, and oh my gosh, I need to get off this. And all of October is gonna be the funded. So you guys will see that. Those will come out like a little later. They're gonna be like I'm gonna have to trade and school on my phone, so like it's gonna be a little harder. That's why I want to give myself at least a month. I already went over that, but anyway, see you guys tomorrow for the weekly recap, and then I'll see you guys on Monday for my trading recap day 16. See you guys later.